Now that you have students in groups, you can either set up your assignments to take advantage of those groups, or you may want a particular assignment to be a whole, all classes, all groups kind of thing. With editing turned on, you can look at all of your current assignments that you have for your students, and at the end of the tools, the editing tools, you'll notice this one with a little person, the second to the last one. The single person, if you move your mouse over it, says no groups, and that is the way all these activities are currently set up. If I click one time on the no groups icon, it will reappear with two people. And if I move my mouse over it, it says visible groups. And if I move my mouse over it again and click one more time, the icon will then show one person and one dimmed out person, which means separate groups. So what does this mean? Well, it means different things on different activities. For example, on a quiz activity, if you're using separate groups, it really means nothing to the students because students cannot see each other's quiz scores and answers anyway. But to the teacher, you would be able to see your first period class as a separate graph and separate answers compared to your second period class, and you would be able to look at those answers independent of each other. For the students, this means nothing on a quiz. But on a choice example, it might be a little different. Now, using no groups, students will see everybody's answers. And when I say everybody, I mean students in all the different groups. They'll see first period, they'll see second period's answers, and so forth. So if I click on this little person that says no groups, and I change it so it says visible groups, students will still see each class's answers, but they'll see them separate, like in two different graphs. You'll see first period responded to the questions and how second period responded to the questions. If you clicked it one more time and set them so that it would be separate groups, first period students would only see responses for the other students in that first period class. They would not see the second period responses. So you just have to think about how you as the teacher want this to appear. If it's no groups, students will see all the responses from all the different groups. If it's separate groups, they will not. You will not see, first period will not see second period's responses. But if you use it as visible groups, you will see, students will see each other's responses, but is in separate sections, separate graphs, as in this case with the choice examples. So you have to play with it a little bit depending upon the activity or assignment that you're giving the students. You have the options of the icon being one person, no groups, everybody's lumped together. You have the option of visible groups where you have the icon as two solid people. That means the answers will be separated, but everybody can see how the different groups did. Or you have separate groups, one dark person, one lighter colored dimmed out person, which means you can't see the other group's data. You're just not going to. Only your group's data will be visible to you. I hope that makes sense, because groups is a really neat feature when you have the same course in multiple class periods.